Like most of the internet, I installed the Windows 10 Technical Preview build 9926 on my machine. I have another laptop that I did not install it on. That's my main laptop, but this is the actually the machine that I've been using the most. And this is my Microsoft Surface Pro 1. Okay, I really didn't want to delve into Windows 10, the technical preview, until the touch stuff got ironed out. And that's because, other than that, I really like the way that the Windows 8.1 desktop environment works. It works fine. I've been using it on my laptop for some time now, with a couple of tweaks, and it just works, and all the programs work, and I know it works. And so, until the touch stuff really got fixed up, I didn't really see a reason to kind of jump into it. But now that the touch has been refined, and the continuum works, and I have a Surface that, well, when I plug it in, the continuum should do its thing. You know, that's when I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. After watching the tech demos, really was really interested in the new start screen to see how it worked. And I gotta say, I don't really like the new direction at all. And there's a lot of bugs that makes this build a little unusable for me. First of all, I just really can't stand. Okay, all right. First of all, the Cortana. Here's the Cortana stuff right here, if you can see it. Um, it is pretty much just the Windows Phone Cortana just put on the computer. And I guess that's my biggest problem, is that, like, on a tablet device, I have all this screen real estate. And you would think that if you wanted to use Cortana in this kind of heads up my daily dashboard display, that it would be utilizing the whole screen. But this is just like almost a one-to-one port, with a little bit of refinements from the Windows Phone version. So it works. The Hey Cortana thing is a little buggy right now, but I'm happy it's there. But this is some of the functionality and the way that this stuff is implemented is really haphazard. Okay, when you hit start, all of a sudden the search bar shows up, and the Ask Me Anything covers the icons on the bottom of the taskbar. And that is really annoying, because sometimes I don't know, sometimes you want to cycle between apps that are already open down there by pressing, and you can't, because you've got crazy this crazy search bar down there, which is really just kind of baffles me too, because in Windows 8.1 all you had to do was just start typing. You didn't need a box for anything. And I guess maybe they want you to hit that guy, but I guess I would just rather start saying Hey Cortana and let it do its thing. Right now I'm in tablet mode, and I'm in tablet mode because my keyboard is not hooked up. And I'll show you what it does when you hook up the keyboard. And this is the Surface Pro 1, not the 3. So anyway, here we go. Do you want to enter tablet mode? Yes, I do. I mean, well, you want to exit tablet mode? Yes, I do. Okay.
Sorry, I can't do this for you right now.
Okay.
Check back again after future updates.
All right. Thanks, Cortana. Okay. So now I've exited tablet mode, and now I'm in desktop mode. And so now when I hit the start button down there, I'm supposed to get the new taskbar with the merged Metro UI. I gotta say, this sucks too. First of all, what is a circle doing in Metro? I thought circles were for the little ellipses and for actions and buttons that you're supposed to press inside square apps and square tiles. Um, I'm a little miffed about that, but that's okay. These little guys here are really super annoying. I don't know how to really create them or get rid of them. And this is how you move tiles now, is you put them in a group and you do this. And it's just not nearly as intuitive as the other one. Not to mention, on this side over here, I saw in previous builds of the technical preview that you could, I don't know, control this with, scrolling up and down on the mouse. And I'll show you that even though it's not optimized for touch, that when you turn on your mouse here and you try to go over there and do your scrolling up and down, no, nothing happens over here. What is all this stuff? You hit File Explorer, it opens it up in a window. It doesn't like change this area over here with some jump lists at all. So that functionality is just missing in this build. If what you have to do to get all of your apps is you have to click this really small little button down here, click all apps. I have a very hard time hitting that button with my finger. And that button is the same size. Like if you do the full screen to, for the tablet mode or what have you, you still have to hit that little button to show all your apps. And here's are all your apps right here, and they're in alphabetical order. And unlike in Windows 8.1, you can't zoom out and see everything. Not to mention, you can't even click the little letter to do a jump list. So that is not in this build either. Which makes it very hard. You can't do control clicking to select multiple items, and so in order to build your start screen, you have to right click on every one of these guys and pin them to the start screen. Tedious. That takes a very long time. So it takes a little bit of the fun out of playing with a new build, to be quite honest, especially after you've worked very hard to create your start screen experience in Windows 8.1, and then when you upgrade, you kind of expect that to be here, and it's not. Also, some little things that I've noticed. When you're in the desktop mode, the touch stuff doesn't necessarily work. So you remember in 8.1, it kind of did a little better than this. Yeah, this is purely desktop mode is desktop mode and is meant to be for desktop mode and is meant to really be used with a keyboard and a mouse. Preferably, when I use my Surface, I like when I'm using the keyboard in my Surface, I like to stay in tablet mode. This keyboard is a small keyboard. It's got this little mouse here, and usually I'm using my little Arc, which is not the, it's good for on the go and for portability, but it's not the most comfortable thing to use for long periods of time. And so when I'm put this guy in the dock, I'm usually using my external monitor with my my full size keyboard and my mouse. And so that's when I'd rather be using desktop mode. So Continuum turning on the desktop mode when the keyboard is installed, this keyboard is particularly isn't necessarily what I'm interested in. So really what I would like is when the keyboard is not installed, to see the whole start screen experience from Windows 8.1. That experience is just so much nicer. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, after booting Windows 8.1 and Windows 8 for, I don't know, how long has it been, 2 years, and seeing, a really nice, beautiful start screen that just comes up with a beautiful animation right when you pop it up, it's been very wonderful. It's been a great little experience, and it's really nice seeing Windows boot up fast, even though the desktop environment does still take a while to boot up with all your little extra startup apps. It's very nice to see that beautiful start screen when you start up. And I gotta tell you, man, when I booted up Windows 10 Preview and saw the desktop, I was kind of saddened a little bit. But eventually things got ironed out because I decided I can't really work with this. This is not very good. And because it's not good enough for me to use on a daily basis to, really try it out, I just find this whole interface just not very intuitive. The live tiles, as you see, don't necessarily update nearly as fast. They're not animated. They're not very pretty. It's kind of crude. You can't resize the start screen. And even if I wanted to take off the Metro apps, I would still have this little blue area here that would be empty. And you can see many examples of people complaining about this on the message boards. And so it's just not very good, to be quite honest. And even though I really do like this notification center over here, and I really do find that Cortana can be helpful, and when she does work, she's pretty awesome. And I do like the new task thing. Not to mention, I do like the new desktops. I've been playing with that. I really like it. So there is definitely a reason to do the update to try all this stuff. But I personally had to edit my system a little bit in order to make this work. And to be quite honest, I couldn't have been happier because this stuff is crazy. So first thing I did is I had to remove this thing right here. This just takes up too much space. And so, it's pretty easy to do. You just right click on your taskbar, you go to search right here, and you just uncheck show the search box. Oh, excuse me. Well, you can't just click it to uncheck it. You have to select something else. I just do the search icon. Bam. So now that makes your taskbar a lot nicer, and when you hit your Cortana button, now she just shows up outside and on top, and the Ask Me Anything now no longer covers all your taskbar here. This, though, is still going to happen, and that's because we're still using this aberration here. What is this thing? Ugh. Okay, so in the previous build of the Windows Technical Preview, they actually had a much nicer start screen. It didn't really work real well with touch, but I got to tell you, the live tile experience is just way better. And so that's what I did. You can find these bat files right here that I found on the internet. They're pretty good. Not pretty good. Really, really wonderful. This is the default bat. You're going to double click on this and update your registry, and that will give you this classic, the new 9926 version of the start screen. Right there, the start menu experience. You double click on this guy, the resizable, and what is it going to do? It's going to reset your system to use the old technical build start screen. Now, look at that. Here we go. Here is my start screen from Windows 8.1. All my tiles. It remembered where everything was. And look at that. It's here. Still showing up. You hit start. There it goes. And then you hit your desktop, and you're back to the desktop environment. Take a look. You swipe from the right. Still no charms, but I'm not in tablet mode. I am in desktop mode, and I am seeing that start screen right there. Look at that. And what does that mean? Well, what it means actually is all of your window resizing stuff works like the desktop would, not like the tablet mode would. You can't swipe down to close. It's just your touch targets are a lot smaller. This is desktop mode. And that's because back in the technical preview, there was not a fast mode to switch between the start screen, which what they were still calling back in the day the tablet experience, and the new start menu. And the way that you would have to do it is you would have to change your properties here, and there's a little setting right there that says use the start menu instead of the start screen. We're going to select that, hit apply. Yes, sign out and change settings. So we're going to do this. And of course, the Windows 10 technical preview is a little slower at this. At logging in than it used to. But now it's going to go back to the desktop just like it used to. And now you get the old start menu, the resizable start menu from the previous technical preview. And dude, I gotta say, I do like it a lot more. And one of the reasons why I like it a lot more is look at this. This is just much more fluid. Actually, the animations are much nicer. The tiles are all working just like they used to in Windows 8.1. The people tile will move around much nicer. Just looks better. No, you still can't swipe or navigate this with your finger yet, but you do get your jump lists, and I gotta say that's way better. That's way nicer. That's a lot more. That's a lot better use for that screen real estate than what was there previously. So this is the resizable taskbar, and I'd like it. Look at that square, much better, much better. And so now you have a good desktop environment that you can actually work with a keyboard and mouse, and this feels a lot better. I personally would much rather work in this manner. So I get the new notification system. I get Cortana. I get the new task switcher with the new desktops. I also get a new start experience. Well, this is still pretty much the same as the old technical preview, but it's got all the new features and the old features mixed in. But personally, when I'm using the tablet, I always have to use my start screen. And I really prefer the start screen better than the start menu. Now, when I'm using the external monitor, the keyboard, and the mouse, I will go back and use the taskbar because I do find it to be faster, the other taskbar. But on the Surface, when I'm using this mode here, I like to go into tablet mode because it makes the tablet work like it used to. But one thing on the Surface that is kind of annoying is the scaling. So now that the start bar here, you start menu here, you get it back. But one thing you'll notice is it's really gigantic, and that's because on the Surface, most people use their Surfaces with 150% display scaling, and that makes everything bigger on this such a small screen. It's a high resolution screen, but it's really small. Well, you don't have the charms anymore, and that's a drag. So when you don't have the charms anymore and you're getting the notification system, there's no setting anywhere to change that start menu because, well, the start menu is not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be playing with it. And so there's no way to change it. So for some reason, you can't do the show more tiles option. And so the only way that you can control the size of the start menu in Windows 10 Technical Preview 9926 is by changing the scaling on your device. And yeah, it's going to make it a little small. Yeah, it's going to make it a lot smaller. But it is a small price to pay to get a really nice start screen again. Look at that. Very nice. To get your desktop going. To enter tablet mode, which we will do. And now, tablet mode on your Surface, playing around, and you get a start screen. And check this out. Oh, look, full screens. Move your app to the left. Start again. We're going to open up my People app. We're going to move that to the right. Bam. And now you get a similar experience that you would have gotten in Windows 8.1, but with new features like this. Hey Cortana, do an impression. Well, that was supposed to work. And as you can see, it is still a technical preview. Hey Cortana, do an impression. Do an impression.
Expecto Patronum.
Ugh. Let's try it again. Hey Cortana, do an impression. Hey Cortana, do an impression. Anyway, well, it's much better. This is forgot to show you this. This is the app selection list. Okay, so as you can see, it is slow, but you still get to play with the new features and get your old experience here. And this right here is way easier to find your apps than using that small little crapola start menu experience that we used to have. So, yeah, here we go. Look at that. Pinching down. This is Windows 10 Technical Preview running on a Microsoft Surface Pro 1. Thanks for watching. I hope this stuff helped, and I will put links in the description so you can download these really awesome .bat files that just change your stuff to give you the best of both worlds. Here we go. Look at that. Windows 10 technical preview. Buggy as hell. And a lot of fun.